it's getting kinda hectic. Too many fans on me like I'm in Texas. 3 years deep now, keeping them guessing. 4-star hotel, once for breakfast. 5 fingers, give you a blister. 6 at the wheel, you're 6 the mister. Give me your mama, I'ma kiss her. I said 6 rings on me like I'm in Pittsburgh. Motion maker, record breaker. 6 on my chest like an LA Laker. Black belt MC, call me master. 6 on the beat, it's a speaker blaster. Bars are hot, and bars are ready. A Middle Caesars with the extra chetty. Extra style, extra flow. Swift for sale, like 5 below. Yeah, in the club now like I'm BD. Counting these notes like a MIDI. Laugh to the bank, hit the gritty. Go and tell your mom that she really, really pretty. Yo, I called up your grandma. Said this the new age nostalgia. She said that last night she called ya. Said JVB is the future. Palace backpack, Nike snapback. Break truck, stop playing hack sack.
I don't even know. What is this?
Small town boys up next to bat. JVB make him get slapped. Brothers from another. Even if I wasn't, treat me like a cousin. I'm from California, speak a little southern. Cheap about a dozen. Can you keep a secret? Look who in my recent. She's so indecent.
Travel west from Midtown Manhattan through the Lincoln Tunnel to the Jersey side. It's MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. On the visiting sideline, Mike Tomlin, his 19th season at the helm, closing in on 2 decades in charge of the Steelers. Opposite him, the Jets' Aaron Glenn. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them. He's inside the 40, and he's out of bounds, but all the way down at the 30-yard line. A big play right out of the gate on the first play. It's a gain of 43 yards.
A gain of 43 yards. And the Steelers first down.
And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
Taken down back at the 34-yard line.
Jackson fires complete to Flowers. That'll be good for 11 yards, still short of the first down marker, and third down coming up.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike, and he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
This opening drive has been a good one, but will it continue? Here's a test on third down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
That's good.
Pretty clear why this offense likes to get the ball into the hands of this quarterback, huh, Mike? I mean,
How's
he
this
is
in?
so effective in this area, and now he has them set up first and goal.
Could we see the first touchdown of the new season? It's first and goal. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's second down.
So I like these plays. I think the more guys, Mike, that you can get involved in the ground game, the better. And, of course, they're going to get enough touches to their back in a traditional sense, but make the defense defend every blade of grass from sideline to sideline and from line of scrimmage to the end zone. And one of the best ways to do it is to get your wide receivers, get your speed guys involved in the run game.
He'll get this off to Mostert. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Raheem. Mostert. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Steelers have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jayden Daniels.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, all right, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That was good for 29.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel
Fucking show.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time.
Wow.
They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
the speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14.
Come on, set! Viking, H.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That's out wide to Warren. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Third down and 9.
Here we go, here we go. Bronco,
Slayton is the man in motion. On third down, they'll throw it with Daniels. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take it back to the other side of midfield. So on fourth down, here's Bryce Berringer to punt. And this one's going to land out of bounds as the market inside the 20. So, Greg, on come the Steelers, and this is just the consistent line in the NFL. We love sitting with Mike Tomlin, talking about his team. He's colorful, he's energetic, but he just wins 21 consecutive seasons. The Steelers have been 500 or better, 18 of those under Mike Tomlin. What is it about this guy that gets this team regularly to a winning record?
Well, Mike, you mentioned Mike Tomlin, and I'm with you. I'm not sure you enjoy sitting down with an NFL head coach more than we do when we sit down with Mike. And you hear it all the time, do they have a pulse for the locker room? Well, Mike Tomlin knows when to put his arm around you and love you. He knows when to kick you in the behind to get you going. And a lot of times, Mike, we've seen him kick his best, most talented players out the door. They don't play there anymore. So he has a great pulse. But now all of that is great, but they've got to get over the hump. You mentioned 4 to 5 years, wild card loss. The consistency is great, but there's some rumblings in Pittsburgh now, Mike. Can they get over the hump? And I think this is a big year and still a big question mark at the quarterback position.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 25 yards on the play. And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Jackson now to throw on 1st down. He's got this to Bijan Robinson. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter. They've got it looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Wide slot. I don't have any of this in my playbook.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
In the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll look for Flowers downfield. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him. And we'll bring up 3rd down.
So, Mike, you find yourself in some of these inclement weather games, whether it's rain or snow, really the challenge falls on the defensive side. They're usually more in a reactionary position where they got to change directions and they got to react to the plays and the movement of the offense. So what you want to do in these bad games is keep the ball underneath, tackle well in space, and say, okay, offense, snap that slippery ball.
Hey, drop that, dude.
Just make them go the long way. Don't get them off the hook by giving a one-play score.
He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And it's going to be 4th down. And he didn't give the Gunners a chance to get down there and make a play for him. It's into the end zone. And a touchback. The Jets offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Some quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as that.
And two new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
They keep feeding him. 15 more on the ground. And another first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense. No gain.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
On second down, it's Daniel. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And third down coming up. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down.
Okay, break. Here we go, Scott. Go.
From the shotgun, it's Daniel. Now a ball deep, middle of the field, and they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. Big gain for the Jets there. 35 yards. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Warren. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Now after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Second and 5.
Stephanie! Hawk, Stephanie!
Once again, it's Warren. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put it into that play really before it ever got started.
Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8.
Here we go. Panther 60.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniel. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Matt McConkey. Touchdown, New York.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Extra point by Patterson is good. And the Jets will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to take over once again. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
When you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the one year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to that defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass-heavy, they're the spread attack. They've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Now Jackson, this is a design run. And he will not be able to turn upfield. He'll drop him behind the line.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's Jackson. This throw right taken in by Fowler. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it. Robinson. And he will have the Steelers 1st down. Maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Another Steelers 1st down. A gain of 3 on the play. 1st down, Steelers.
To throw is Jackson. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
To 2nd and 10.
He takes off. So hard to get a shot on Jackson. Gave himself up there after picking up the 1st down. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. A 1st down throw for Jackson.
Jackson's pass complete to Bijan Robinson.
2nd down. They need 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Jackson going to keep this one himself. And with just 4 seconds left in the 1st half, a timeout is called. Harrison Butker on now for the field goal. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Steelers will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead. Final moments of this 1st half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. Johnson now to return. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half. All right, and no rest for the weary. Let's get right back to it. Quarter number 3 set to begin.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
3 points, all that separates these two sides as half number 2 kicks off. Johnson now to return. And he is stopped. Jets 25. The drive will begin there. The Jets offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
Ladd McConkey, the one he was looking for. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. That is fielded at the 20. And not bad. Nice return there. Picking his way up past the 35-yard line. The Steelers offense ready for their first possession of this second half. So, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball to 35? Or even if I bail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, but, you know, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field a lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come over.
And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Steelers first down.
Throwing Jackson. That'll be caught by the running back Robinson. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. That is a gain of 15, and now it's first and goal. They'll have to go the full 10 yards. It's first and goal. Jackson looking to throw. Will find Mostert out of the backfield. And he won't get away. Good open tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
From back at the 13-yard line, it is second and goal. He'll step up and run this. Nice run here on second down inside the 5 with more options now available for third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
A design run here with Jackson. And he will take it in himself. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown Steelers. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The extra point by Butker is good. And the Steelers will get out in front 17-7. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jets offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. Now, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia is really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all this stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
On play action, Daniels. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Richie Grant. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports.
Try something.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. He's going to run it. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
Cutting's very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 6. Now run for the first time for the veteran Raheem Mostert. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Steeler first down. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Hot pass in the hands of Flowers. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Steelers first down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Steelers.
He'll step up and run, and some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7. Even with the lead, they're trying to press the tempo. Jackson now on 2nd down, and he'll take it on in. Bijan Robinson, touchdown Pittsburgh. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Jets 7. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their Week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes inside the 20-yard line.
It's now 2nd and 19.
Throwing on 2nd down. Daniel. The side that open man is nuts. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second. The Steelers will use one of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come. It's 4th down, looming.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. There's Mike Tomlin, the longtime head man in Pittsburgh. His Steelers get set to take over once more. And they have done all you could ask for. Closing in on a road victory to start the campaign, as they try to finish things off here in quarter number 4.
It's 13. To what? You at.
Now, Jackson. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
This defense hitting their ears back, coming to get him again. Byron Murphy working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
Well, as they face this possible 3-and-out following that second down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Third and long for Jackson. He fires downfield. Incomplete on third down.
Wide open.
So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. And he's on to punt for just the second time in this game. To return is Johnson. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. Trying to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Daniels. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's Daniel. Right back to Warren again. And he is out of bounds at the 45.
Gain of 10 yards.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Daniels. For the middle, it's cut. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. It comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest.
2nd and 3 at the 48-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Let's go.
To the air again is Daniels. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Gain of 3 yards. And the Jets, 1st down.
Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their 2nd. They'll stop it here with 1:07 on the clock.
At the Steelers' 33-yard line.
Ready?
Throwing again. Daniel. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just no...
This offensive line just has no answer for it. It's another sack. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And he's going to go down. The pressure too much. And that should wrap this one up as they have to give it up on downs.
It's hot. For him. Hey, Ozzy, sit up.
Jackson now to throw on first down. He fires downfield for Pitts. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. And Buckner on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
Bronco switch. Bronco switch. Here we go. Set.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniel.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Short pass taken in by Knox. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
65. Cougar 19.
Daniels now going to look to throw. He'll air this one out for Renfro. That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really in a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down. On now comes the punt team for the Jets. As he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. The shotgun, here's Jackson. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
We changed it.
Here we go. One final play. He fires downfield for Pitts. And the Jets are going to come up with a late turnover, but it will only matter to the stat keepers. This ball game is over. So this one, a win for the visiting Steelers. They move to 1-0, getting the victory.